Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie, and on today's episode, we're gonna make a carrot cake. First things first, for our carrot cake, we need to grate our carrots. Now, I have found that the best tasting carrot cake comes when I use baby carrots. Now you can use like normal sized carrots and all that stuff, but my trick, use baby carrots, they're already peeled and they just have a sweeter taste to them. Now, if you get, like this is just a 16-ounce bag. We're gonna use the whole bag, so you don't even have to measure anything out. Now, what I will do, I will drain any juice or any water or anything like that that's in there. And then we're just gonna put this in a food processor. Again, if you wanna use normal, like the big carrots, that's fine, use that. Just make sure you peel them first before you grate them. And you're gonna need 3 to 4 cups of carrots. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to work my machine here. And then I just like a nice small dice. Might help if I plug it in. Let's try this again. Our carrots are done. And like I said, you just want like a small little dice like that. All right, we're done with that bad boy. I've got all my ingredients. We're gonna use our stand mixer. And you don't have to use a stand mixer if you don't have one. You can use just a handheld mixer. I was filling up my flour jars today and I got flour residue everywhere. We need 1.5 cups of oil. I've got avocado oil. You can use veggie oil, canola oil. You could use olive oil. It will give it a more olive oil taste if you do that. And I know this seems like a lot of oil. It is. But it's gonna make the cake so moist and delicious. I promise. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. Looks like I should have filled up my sugar. Okay, I filled up my sugar. Read my recipe here. I need 2 cups of granulated sugar. Let's give this a nice little level with my hand. 2 cups of sugar. I'm just gonna start mixing this up and then we're gonna add 4 eggs. I'm just gonna crack these into my measuring cup here. So let's just do that. I always like to crack my eggs in a separate bowl. It's so much easier to remove a shell in something like this versus it's all in the sugar and the butter. Okay, so let's get this going. I'm gonna go ahead and slowly add each of my eggs, one at a time. All right. Now, most professional bakers will tell you to go ahead and add, get a separate bowl and add your flour and all that stuff. I don't do that, okay? We're gonna keep it real. If there's not a need to do that, I'm not going to, okay? And there's no need, it's fine. We're gonna be a-okay with just one bowl. Okay, so I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Let's take this out. So I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me why I need to do this. You know what? You do however you want to do it. If you want to separate it into a separate bowl, then you go right ahead. I will let you do that. Okay, we need a tablespoon of cinnamon. And I know that sounds like a lot too, but you can't go wrong. All right, cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of ginger. And I will have a printable recipe down in the bottom. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Now, if you don't like cloves, you don't have to add it. I'm one of these people, just do it one time like the recipe. And then if you want to omit something or add extra of something, then do that the next time. But try it with the recipe. Try it how the recipe is the first time and then make your enhancements. We need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Get my ginger off of that. So this is going to help with the rising, which we want. Is that all of our dry stuff? Yes, it is. Oh, one other thing. I want to add a tablespoon of vanilla because you can't go wrong with a tablespoon of vanilla. And if you want to learn how to make your own vanilla, I'll leave a little link right up here. Okay. Now we're just going to mix this until it's incorporated, and then we're going to add our carrots and then our walnuts. I'm going to scrape. Now anytime you're using a stand mixer like this, you always want to make sure that you scrape your bowl periodically, because you can get dry bits down at the bottom, and we want everything included in this party. Okay, that looks good. Again, we're not over mixing, we're just mixing it until everything is incorporated. Let's see if I can do this without that sinking into the very bottom. I'm gonna just add this whole thing of carrots. Remember, this was 16 ounces, which is about 4 cups. All right, we want every little drop. Now, as far as the nuts go, you can omit them completely if you don't like them or allergic. If you do want to include nuts, I'm using toasted walnuts, but you could do pecans as well. You do whatever nut that makes you happy. I'm just gonna do a rough chop, and I need how much do I need? I need 1.5 cups. Now I did some extra, I toasted some extra just because I want to put some on the outside for decoration. All right, so that's about 1.5. And I'm not stressing out about, if I don't cut them all up. It's just, you could just throw them in whole if you wanted to. I'm just gonna do a light, rough chop. Now my family hates nuts, but I love them. So I put them in everything that I can. My family also doesn't like carrots. So this cake will be for me or for whoever also loves carrots. Now one thing you could add in your carrot cake is raisins, golden raisins, something like that. I don't particularly care for raisins in my carrot cake, so I don't put them in. But if you want to, you could add like a cup. I think that would be a good ratio. Okay, so I've got all my nuts in here. I'm just gonna turn this on and we're just gonna get everything combined. Did I do salt? I didn't add my salt. I need 1 teaspoon of salt. Or did I add salt? I don't think I did. 1 teaspoon. Okay, now I do like to do this sometimes because it helps clear off the whisk. Just remember that though, if you have it going too fast, you'll end up wearing whatever is on the beaters. Now here I have a 9x13 pan. You can do this, you can do cupcakes, you could do a layer cake. I want something that is simple, that anybody could do it. No background in cake decorating, no nothing. This is, you can just plug and play and you should have a really good result. So for our pan, I'm gonna line it with parchment. And then you know my trick, I like to crumple up my parchment and then put it in there. And one other thing about when you line it, that's less mess. It's great. Try not to get a hole in your parchment. Okay, that looks good. Now you could be all fancy and cut the corners and all that, but we're not doing fancy here. You've come to the wrong channel. Fancy is not part of my name. I make a mess and I try to be real with you. Okay. I added all my stuff, yes. Let's do one more check. Okay, we've got oil, sugar, eggs, yes. Yep, okay. Oh God, this is heavy. All right, we're just gonna pour this in here. Now, when I was a kid, I thought carrot cake it sounded like the most disgusting dessert. Like, who on earth would eat carrot cake? And one of my friends from high school, her mom made carrot cake. And I thought, oh my God, what have I been missing my whole life? It was so delicious. All right. We've got our cake. We are gonna pop it in the oven. How long do we want to cook this for? We're gonna do about, it says 35 to 40 minutes. We're gonna start with 30. Always like to err on the shorter side, and then we can always add time. We're gonna start with 30 and then we'll check on it. All right, we'll be back. While our cake is baking, we're gonna go ahead and make the frosting. And this is just a cream cheese frosting. All right, now I am gonna use my Big Daddy here because anytime there's creaming involved, this is so much easier than doing it by hand. Okay, so I need 1 block of cream cheese, which is 8 ounces. Now, if you have a favorite cream cheese frosting recipe, then use that. You don't have to do this. If you would prefer to do a vanilla buttercream, then do that. The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. So I just love cream cheese with carrot cake and red velvet cake. Oh my gosh, I need to make one of those. Okay, so 8 ounces of softened cream cheese and then 8 tablespoons of softened butter. Now, before I go berserko with the cream cheese, the butter, I want to go ahead and whip the cream cheese up just a touch. Sometimes if you don't do that, then you'll end up with like chunks of cream cheese, which is no good. So we're just gonna mix this up real good and then we're gonna add our butter. Okay, that looks good. 8 tablespoons of softened butter. Let's get this mixed up. Then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I like kosher salt. I use it with everything. You can use table salt, sea salt. Now I am about out of my vanilla, so I'm gonna use a vanilla bean paste. Now it will give your icing the beanie look. So if you're not into that, then do not do vanilla bean paste. Just do normal vanilla extract. And then again, I like to always scrape my bowl. All right, now we're gonna add about 3 cups of powdered sugar. And 9 times out of 10, my powdered sugar has clumps in it, which makes me angry. So to combat that, I just go ahead and sift it as much as I don't want to. So we need 3 cups, so 1, 2. It's gonna splatter everywhere. Guys, if I'm not making a mess, something's wrong. It's just part of my DNA. All right, and of course this was beautiful and not lumpy. But it's not always like that. Okie dokie. And then slowly, piano, we're gonna mix this up. Now, if it's too thick, you can add a little bit of heavy cream, or you could reduce the sugar, by 1/2 cup. Okay, I wanna get another scrape, but this looks nice and spreadable. And And to me, the vanilla beans kind of make it a little fancy, so. Whatever, you do you. Okay, that looks good. And now we are ready for our cake. So we're gonna just set this aside, and then once our cake comes out of the oven, we're gonna allow that to cool, and then we're gonna frost it. And then I'll show you a couple little, at least one technique you can do to kind of fancy up your sheet cakes that takes zero skill. Yes, delicious. Okay, so our cake is done. It baked up really nice. Now, if you don't want to do the 9 by 13, you can do 2 9-inch cake pans, you can do cupcakes, whatever you prefer. We're just doing it like this because I want to teach you a quick and easy way to decorate this cake, and you don't have to have any experience, no technique, no nothing. So it has fully cooled, so I can take that out the way. We've made our icing. We did that earlier. Remember, I did the vanilla beans instead of the vanilla extract. So I do have the bean, what is that? The beans speckles in my icing. Now, if you want to do a border and all that stuff, you might want to double the icing recipe just to make sure you have enough. There's nothing worse than icing your cake or getting there and then you have not enough icing, so you have to stop and make more. So I'm just gonna smooth it to the edges. And what I like to do is once I've iced it, I'm gonna let it chill in the fridge. That way it will be nice and hardened up some. And then when you go to cut it, you can just take it out of you can just lift the parchment up, and then you have a nice clean cake. Okay. So to make our texture, this is just an offset spatula. If you don't have one of these, you can use a knife or a spoon. And then we're just gonna create some little waves. So all I'm doing is just kind of going back and forth in a little zigzag pattern. All right, and then I've got my toasted walnuts, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle them on the edge. And this also lets people know, hey, there's nuts in this cake. So if they're allergic, they know not to indulge. I think that looks good. Beautiful. Our cake is done. I think it turned out so cute. Like I said, just pop this in the fridge and let it chill, let that icing harden up some. And then maybe, like an hour max. And then you can just pull the parchment up and then you can cut it and you'll have a nice clean iced cake. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in for another great recipe from yours truly. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. The printable recipe is in the description. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you leave them below. And until then, I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye.